Hey guys, I'm back with another Monster High project. So, this one's a little different. I kind of became obsessed with Smart Doll Transcendence when she released, as I'm sure a lot of people did. And I always keep missing her, so I decided I'd make my own. A while back, Magical Girl Kit Kat did something where she took a Smart Doll and turned it into a Rainbow High Doll. So I decided I was going to do something kind of similar, and I was going to turn a Smart Doll into a Monster High Doll, but I was going to use a Monster High Doll as my base instead of a Smart Doll. So technically I'm turning a Monster High Doll into a Smart Doll, I guess? I don't know. This project was really fun to do, and I'm actually really happy with how she turned out, and I hope you guys enjoy, so on with the process. So I started with her clothes like I almost always do, and for the top, I knew what I wanted in my head, but it was a little tricky because I didn't exactly know how to start. So I took the dress and bodice pattern that I have from Monster High and I just tweaked it a little bit. I took the bodice and I made that normally, and then I took the bottom of the skirt and just kind of placed it over the edge of the fabric so that I just caught, it was probably about 2 inches maybe. And then I just made that long enough to basically make a ruffle for the bottom of the shirt. And then the sleeves are mesh with fabric cuffs. And it turned out really cute. I was really happy with it. And the pants. So this is how the outfit turned out. I added a little button and a bow to the bottom side and finished it off with some snaps. I had these bracelets that I was using, and now it's on to painting the accessories, the bracelets and the shoes, which is kind of fiddly. I also did end up giving her a little chain necklace with a cross on it, because I thought, well, you know, not all vampire legends have them having an aversion to the cross. Some, they're not even bothered by it. I guess she's just one of those, and everything is gold. I start by painting her scalp black because the alpaca I have left over is black. And then I begin with the littler bits, like her fingernails, and painting the gold pieces on her accessories, her bracelets and stuff, and painting the very fine details on the shoes, which Off camera, I mixed up a brown that was kind of close to the swirls that are on her top and started painting the bow on these black, I believe they're from Draculaura. I bought a miscellaneous bag of Monster High shoes off of Amazon, you know, the ones that are kind of reproduced. And these just worked perfect for the character because it's going to be Transcendence, and Transcendence is a vampire, so. But anyway, I start painting the bow and the cobwebs the same color brown as her top. And then I do end up adding a red heart on the bow on the shoe, but because I used the red gouache and for some reason it just didn't want to stick, even though that these shoes were sprayed with MSC before I started painting. I don't know. So I'm gonna have to find another red paint. It did pop off, and some of the little red bits that I painted on the bottom did too. So. I did have some of this recorded with my camera, but the battery decided to die, so I just started using my phone. Her face up, this is actually round one of her face up. I didn't really enjoy the way her eyes looked at the end, which I will talk about later. Off camera, I do have a printed out picture of Transcendence in gray so that I can reference the eye shape and like everything else in the colors. I think honestly, she came out pretty close. Obviously she's not exact because she's much smaller scale and obviously not the same sculpt or even same company, but I'm really happy with my version. She's really cute, so yeah. The eye symmetry is kind of a little hard to get at this scale, and I started with the light brown because if you know Smart Doll, you know that their eyes kind of have multiple colors, especially around the fine edges of the eye masking paint. So sometimes, like with Transcendence, there's actually, it looks like a red or a very reddy brown around the edges of her eye makeup. So I started laying down brown pencil, and when I go over it with the black and everything, I'm hoping I can kind of get that effect. I kind of think I do, but you know, at this small scale, it's okay if it doesn't show up. Some Monster High dolls are actually painted with fangs on, but they don't have an outline. I see Transcendence, her fangs do have an outline, so trying to get those placed with the outline small enough that they looked natural on this style of head was tricky for me. But in the end I got it, and I actually think it turned out really well. Her mouth is probably my favorite part, then her eyebrows, because her eyebrows did actually turn out pretty well. It's kind of at this point where I'm noticing I don't really like the way I have her irises drawn on. So in the end, I actually paint these over after sealing everything and just redo the eyes without the whole face up. It ends up turning out really, really well. I'm really happy with the way I did them the second go around, and the placement. And it looks a little more accurate to the Smart Doll version. So yeah, and here's that. This is the finished face up, and I am so much happier with this than I was. So now I'm going to be making some flocking because I want her to have the side of her head shaved. And I use alpaca for almost all of my doll wigs when it comes to like my BJDs and stuff. I've even made alpaca wigs for the Smart Dolls that I had in the past. So I keep the fluff from brushing out the fiber. I've used it for batting in the past, and I thought it would make a good material for flocking. So I just bunch it up and just kind of dice it with my scissors into fine hair clumps, and then I just glue it onto the head in waves, and yeah, turns out pretty awesome in the end. I might need to go over it later because I do notice a few little thin spots, but the great thing about flocking is it's really easy to apply and it can dry pretty fast, so. And lastly, we have the rest of the hair. I use the leftover wefts that I have to just glue them straight to her head. Normally I will make a wig cap, but for Monster High dolls, because I don't root, I kind of prefer to just glue it straight to the head. It's never going to come off. I'm not really going to redress these dolls, so it's fine if the hair doesn't come off. So I just finish going around the head, and then I place a piece at where the transition from her shaved to her normal hair goes for her, I guess, part. And then I wait for all of that to dry. Yeah. I do apologize though. I'm kind of changing my filming setup, and I do need to change the camera that I use, but I was really excited about this project and I just wanted to get it filmed and done because she's been waiting a while. And I know some parts are bumpy, but hopefully the next project I'll have a better camera or maybe a better filming setup location. So and she's done. What do you guys think? I'm super happy with how she turned out, even with all the little bits that need to be repainted or everything. But all in all, this is probably the first project I've ever done where I try to mimic an existing doll. But in my opinion, I kind of think she turned out pretty well. Why don't you guys let me know in the comments what you think? Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.